Investing is buying something, hoping its value goes up, then selling it to get more money than you bought it for. Most people do this in the stock market, where you buy tiny pieces of companies called shares. If your stock goes up, you make money. If it goes down, well, guess who's not eating this week? Your portfolio is your collection of investments. Some companies even thank you for investing in them with little payments called dividends. You can start investing in a company after list themselves in the stock market through an IPO. Stocks tend to be correlated and move together, so we use indexes like the S&P 500 to track how the markets are doing collectively. You can invest in these indexes through ETFs. Markets can be bullish or bearish depending on things like the economy, investor sentiment, or whether Jerome Powell had a good breakfast. When actually buying the stock, there's two main ways you can put in the order: market or limit, which prioritize speed and price respectively. You can also set stop losses to auto-sell your stock before it totally dies. Investing is long-term and chill and has a positive expected return. Trading is short-term and risky and has a zero expected return. When investing, it's useful to be diversified across different factors such as size, location, and sector. Traders use technical analysis, which is statistical standards in the stock price, while investors use fundamental analysis, which is attributes about the company itself. On screen is a picture that explains how stock charts work. Do you feel the need to gamble? You can invest on margin and use leverage to magnify both your gains and your losses, and bet on stocks going down by shorting them. You can also enter the casino of derivatives, which include both options, which are bets on the movement of a stock with calls being up and puts being down, and futures, which are similar to options with the obligation to buy or sell the asset on a set date. I'll buy an option betting that you're going to like this video and subscribe, so go do it. The movement of a stock is dependent on the people buying and selling it. Let's say Apple is about to release a new iPhone and it's about to make more money, but everyone knows that at the same time you do, so they are trading the stock with that in mind, meaning that it's already factored into the stock's price before anyone can make money based on that. This concept is called efficiency. But what if you'd rather invest for the long term, the aforementioned indexes and ETFs? What portfolio of ETFs is optimal? Most people invest in a mix between stocks and bonds, with the former being risky and the latter being safe. Here's a graph of the risk on the x-axis and returns on the y. This is a hyperbolic function called the efficient frontier. Anything above this curve is impossible consistently, and anything below is suboptimal. But let's get back to the short term for a second. You see the stocks going up and down randomly, right? This randomness is a phenomenon known as Brownian motion. This normalness holds for smaller time frames as well. If we take an infinitely small time frame, we get this differential equation which describes the movement of stocks. Stocks are not completely random since they go up over the long term, so this equation has two terms, both the short-term randomness and the long-term upward drift. Each one of the price increments is independent from the previous one, and these increments compound to the actual movement of the stock. For a much deeper dive into everything I talked about here and one more thing at the end that'll truly enlighten you about the stock market, click this video. I'll see you there.